Hey folks, this is Kalani. We're talking buffs to mages and shamans and nerfs to hunters and monks, with some changes to garrison buildings and then some odd bits and bobs here and there. These are the hotfixes for December 8th. To start things off, we'll talk about the class balance changes. Now, none of these have been implemented as of yet, but they will be soon. Apparently, they're still undergoing some testing. So, Death Knight has had some increases to Frost. Frost Strike, Howling Blast, and Obliterates damage have all been increased by 7%. No changes to anything else. Hunter have had their Kill Shot nerfed a little bit. 10% on Beast Mastery and Marksman, so it does affect Beast Mastery as well, and then Marksmanship had an aim shot reduction of 10%. Still think MM is going to be on top there. BM probably won't poke ahead, especially when Kill Shot is more important to them. Mages have buffs pretty much across the board, so Arcane Barrage, Arcane Blast and Arcane Missiles have all been increased by 16%, with Arcane Explosion following by 10%. Arcane has also seen a damage increase to Arcane Orb by 10%, Nether Tempest by 10% and Supernova by 12%. In Fire, you're pretty much going to be dancing around because you're going to be drowning in crit. Molten Armor increases your crit by 15%, up from 5, and your stacking crit is up to 10 from 5. So you're going to be hitting those hot streaks a hell of a lot more. That's ridiculous and I'm slightly jealous. So Meteor's damage over in Talents has had its damage over time effect increased by 25%, and that's all the changes for Fire. Frost has had a 25% increase on Frostbolt's damage, so hopefully that'll bring you up on the meters, and then Comet Storm has also been increased by 25%. Monks have been hit once again in the exact same place. Rising Sun Kick's additional damage is down to 10% from 15, so overall that's down to 10 from 20, as that works on top of the nerf you received previously. Shamans should be dancing with Rejoice because Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt and Lava Burst's damage has been increased by a further 10%, that should help you on the meters, while Elemental has had some changes to Earthquake and Lava Beam, both being increased by 10%, and Enhancement has had Lava Lash and Storm Strike increased by 20%. Elemental Blast's damage has also been increased by 10%. Restoration doesn't quite get as much love, with Restorative Waves only being increased to 30% up from 25%. Last on our list for class changes is Warrior, but Gladiator and Arms don't see any changes, so Gladiator rejoice and Arms cry in a corner. Fury, on the other hand, has had Bloodthirst's damage increased by 20% and has an additional 40% chance to crit, up from 30%. Execute's damage in Fury only has been increased by 10%, Raging Blow's damage has been increased by 33%, and Wild Strike's damage has been increased by 32%, so some pretty heavy buffs there for Fury. But I'm kind of wondering where the arms buffs are. I guess you'll be funneled into Fury now if you want to not play Gladiator, but no Gladiator nerfs as of yet. For the garrison changes, Ashran has been re-enabled as a potential daily strategic assault choice, which basically means you might have to go to Ashran for your Apexes daily, and then work orders were apparently not counting towards working some orders and working more orders from specific buildings, so that's now being fixed, but does require a realm restart. The Gem Boutique has also had its quest fixed. Now the Gladiator Sanctum was apparently a little too generous with its rewards, so pretty much everything has been reduced to be more in line with the other buildings. So if they're using the War Mill as the more in line marker, then you're probably never going to get gear again, but that's fine. In the Herb Garden, visitors can no longer steal your Frostweave, which should keep a few alchemists nice and happy, and the changes to the Salvage Yard were completely intended. Levels 90 to 94 missions can no longer award higher than level 1 salvage boxes, 95 to 99 remain the same, and then at level 100 you basically have a 100% chance to get a salvage box dependent on your Salvage Yard, if you succeed, and now you need to succeed for a chance at any salvage at all. There's also been some minor changes to Ashran in that they've disabled the health regeneration of Cronus, Fangral, Grand Marshal, Tremblade and High Warlord Volrath when they leash or drop out of combat. That should make them running around a lot less annoying. Creatures outside of Ashran should also no longer incorrectly have a chance to drop artifact fragments, so all you folk farming them without having to be in Ashran, tisk tisk, no longer. To wrap things up, if you were wondering how long it's going to take to get your storehouse level 3, it's probably going to take about a quarter of the time because the achievement required has been lowered to 2,500 gold looted in Draenor, down from 10,000. So that's it for this video. There's some things that I didn't quite cover, there's some little things remaining, so if you want to check out every nitty-gritty detail, feel free, I'll link that in the description below. It's a little bit of an interesting read if you want to know what's going on, so feel free to do so. But if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll try to get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.